India's tech boom is real, but now it's at a crossroads. Once known as the world's back office, India has transformed into a global digital powerhouse, from coding giants to cutting-edge AI startups. But here's the big question: can this momentum continue? With artificial intelligence disrupting everything from software to jobs, will India lead the next wave or get left behind? In this video, let's break down how we got here and where India's tech future is really headed. India's tech story began not in Silicon Valley, but in Bangalore in the late 1980s. A few bold government reforms, plus access to a highly educated English-speaking workforce, started turning India into a hub for software services. In 1984, the Indian government announced the new computer policy, which liberalized imports of computer hardware and software, reducing import duties and simplifying procedures. In 1989, the first software technology parks were established in Bengaluru, Bhubaneswar, and Pune to promote software exports. In 1991, these STPs were merged to form the Software Technology Parks of India, an autonomous society under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. In the 1990s, economic liberalization allowed foreign companies to invest more freely. Companies like Infosys, Wipro, and TCS began scaling up. Y2K, or the bug that threatened to crash computers in 2000, turned out to be a blessing in disguise. Indian engineers were hired in large numbers to audit and fix legacy code, helping avert disaster and earning India a global reputation for being reliable, skilled, and cost-effective. Soon, every major Western company, from Microsoft to GE, was outsourcing coding, customer support, and IT services to Indian firms. Thus started the age of the outsourcing economy, and India owned it. But the real story is what happened next. India didn't stop at call centers and code fixes. Over the past 15 years, it began moving up the value chain. Indian startups like Flipkart challenged Amazon. Zomato, Paytm, and Byju's created new digital-first business models. And homegrown tech unicorns began to appear, first slowly, then in waves. Meanwhile, Indian-origin leaders like Sundar Pichai at Google and Satya Nadella at Microsoft began reshaping global tech. India's startup ecosystem today is the third largest in the world, after the US and China. It's not just about quantity either. Indian talent is powering innovations in fintech, health tech, agri-tech, and SaaS, or software as a service, and increasingly AI, machine learning, and blockchain. So what made India's success in tech possible? There were several key ingredients. Number one, demographics. India has one of the youngest populations on earth, with a median age under 30. Number two, education. Despite flaws, India produces over 1 million engineers annually, and elite institutions like the IITs feed top global firms. 3. Language. English fluency gave India a head start in global integration. 4. Diaspora. Indian entrepreneurs abroad often invest back home. 5. Mobile plus digital leapfrogging. With over 800 million internet users, India skipped landlines and went straight to smartphones and fintech. And crucially, the government also adapted. Initiatives like Digital India, Startup India, and Make in India began encouraging homegrown tech. And UPI became a global case study in how to roll out fast, free digital payments. As of 2024, India's tech sector is valued at over $245 billion, contributing approximately 7.5% to the country's GDP. This isn't just a services story anymore. It reflects a full-spectrum digital economy, including IT services, product startups, fintech, and increasingly hardware and AI. Analysts forecast that this contribution could cross 10% of GDP by 2030, with cumulative digital exports nearing $200 billion annually. Legacy giants like TCS, Infosys, Wipro, and HCL Technologies remain the flag bearers of Indian IT globally. TCS alone employs over 600,000 people and serves clients in more than 45 countries. These companies are also investing in automation, cybersecurity, cloud platforms, and generative AI to remain globally competitive. At the same time, India's startup scene is maturing fast. Companies like Freshworks, Zoho, Razorpay, and Ola Electric are showing that India isn't just a software outsourcer, it's also a startup innovation hub. On the manufacturing front, India is emerging as a key player in electronics assembly. Companies like Apple, Foxconn, and Pegatron are expanding their footprint in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. India now assembles over 7% of the world's iPhones, and the government aims to increase this significantly through the Production Linked Incentive PLI scheme. Furthermore, India has publicly committed to becoming a leader in AI, semiconductor design, and quantum technologies. In 2023, the government announced a 10,000 crore rupees India AI mission and is planning investments in domestic chip design and fabrication through partnerships with companies like Micron Technology and ISRO's quantum mission. India's rise in tech is happening alongside and often in direct strategic competition with China. China is not just a peer, it is years ahead in certain domains. For example, semiconductors, where China is heavily subsidizing domestic chip manufacturing through initiatives like Made in China 2025. Companies like SMIC are rapidly closing the gap with Taiwan's TSMC despite export bans. Artificial intelligence. China has filed more AI patents than any other country and is rapidly deploying AI in areas from finance to surveillance to defense. Its AI talent pool is large and state-supported. 5G and telecom. With Huawei and ZTE, China has global influence in network infrastructure. Even with Western bans, these firms dominate markets in Africa, Latin America, and Southeast Asia. Digital exports. Through the Belt and Road Initiative's Digital Silk Road, China is exporting tech platforms, including e-commerce, fintech, and surveillance systems, to developing nations embedding its standards. China's industrial coordination is sharper. Its state-backed VC funds, strategic SOEs, and long-term policy vision allow it to leapfrog in technologies that India is still trying to develop. Despite its size and digital dynamism, India lags in core innovation metrics. India is known for implementation at scale, but often lacks the R&D depth to lead in foundational technologies. For example, in AI, India contributes significantly to application-level innovation, example, chatbots and recommendation engines, but lags in core model development. Unlike OpenAI, DeepMind, or SenseTime, India doesn't yet have an institution that develops foundational models at global scale. In semiconductors, India designs chips via companies like Tata Elxsi, Sankalp Semiconductor, but lacks fabrication facilities. Efforts are underway, like the Micron assembly plant in Gujarat, but true chip self-reliance is still years away. In patents and research, India filed around 60,000 patent applications in 2023, while China filed over 1.5 million, and South Korea over 220,000. Nobel-level science, quantum breakthroughs, and hardware innovation remain rare. The core reasons behind this gap include: number 1, underinvestment in R&D. India spends only 0.7% of GDP on R&D, compared to 2 to 4% in developed economies. Number 2, weak academia-industry links. Universities often lack partnerships with private firms to commercialize innovation. Number 3, regulatory bottlenecks. Approvals for tech experiments, testing, and standard setting can be very slow. 4, brain drain. Many of India's most innovative minds work abroad, especially in the US, due to better opportunities and research infrastructure. India's tech journey is impressive, but not without serious challenges. Number 1, jobless growth. Despite rapid sectoral growth, automation and AI are displacing many entry-level roles, especially in IT services and BPOs. This raises tough questions about future employment for millions of young graduates entering the workforce. Number 2, skill gaps. India produces over 1 million engineering graduates each year, but many lack job-ready skills. Outdated curricula and rote learning leave firms to bridge the gap with costly upskilling, especially in fast-evolving areas like AI, data science, and cybersecurity. Number 3, brain drain. As mentioned, top talent continues to migrate to Silicon Valley and beyond, creating a persistent innovation gap at home. Number 4, funding winter. After a pandemic-era funding boom, 2023-24 saw a major venture capital slowdown. Global headwinds, interest rate hikes, and market corrections led to payoffs, down rounds, and consolidation, putting pressure on startups and innovation. Geopolitical pressures, border tensions with China, regulatory unpredictability, from data laws to crypto bans, and shifting global alliances add uncertainty to India's tech future and impact investor confidence. And then, the AI disruption. Generative AI could upend the traditional outsourcing model, automating tasks from coding to customer support. Unless India quickly pivots from back office execution to frontline AI innovation and governance, it risks falling behind in a space it once dominated. Generative AI is poised to be a game changer. On one hand, India has millions of coders, but with AI increasingly automating programming tasks, many of these jobs could be at risk. Services that depend on repetitive tasks, such as BPOs and IT maintenance, could see major job losses. But on the other hand, AI needs training data, regulation, ethical frameworks, and India is positioning itself as a responsible global player in this field. Indian startups are building AI tools for vernacular languages, agriculture, logistics, and more. The government is investing in AI research centers, while global firms are hiring Indian AI experts in droves. If India plays this right, it could ride the AI wave instead of being drowned by it. The story of India's tech industry is still being written. It began with service contracts and call centers. Today, it's about deep tech, AI, and digital sovereignty. Tomorrow, it could be about leading the next wave of global innovation. But for that, India needs more than just code. It needs education reform, inclusive growth, ethical leadership, and a vision that looks beyond just low-cost labor. Because in the end, the question isn't whether India will remain a tech power, it's whether it will shape the future of technology itself.